Good afternoon, friends. Today we will discuss Unit 10 of International Business, that is related to international marketing. So, first, let me tell what will be the objective of our class today. In our class, we will define the concept of marketing and the concept of international marketing. We will make a differentiate between marketing and international marketing, and we will explain the consumer behavior in international business context, and we will understand how to select international market. We will understand the channel of distribution in case of international market, and how to identify prospective buyers in case of international market. At last we will identify the steps required for successful exporting of goods in context to international marketing. So these are our objectives. So what will be the structure of our discussion? First, I will give an introduction to international marketing. Then we will classify between international marketing and domestic marketing. We will discuss certain regions for entering international markets. We will discuss different modes of entry into international market. We will discuss some international consumer behavior, how to select international market, how to select channels, what are the steps for successful exporting. Next, we will summarize our discussion. We will discuss some keywords, discuss some self-assessment question, and at last, I will share some reference material for further reading. Let me first tell you what is marketing. Then we will go to international marketing. As we know, there is a difference between selling and marketing. Selling is all about increasing the revenue of the organization. But marketing is a broader concept than selling. Marketing is the process of identifying customers' need and satisfying them. So marketing focuses upon customer satisfaction. Selling is just a part of marketing. Marketing includes many things. So marketing is a broader concept. So marketing is all about identifying customers' need and satisfying it. Now, what is international marketing? So we have discussed marketing may be defined as the process in which we meet the need of the customer profitably. Marketing is all about customer satisfaction. It's all about identifying what customer wants and how we can satisfy it. But what is international marketing? If the marketing concept is applied internationally, that is international marketing. That means in this case, we try to satisfy the needs of customers who are beyond the national boundary of our country. So international marketing is the application of marketing principles to satisfy the needs, wants, and fulfill the desires and demand of different customers residing across varied and differential international markets. So it's about satisfying customers' need who reside in different countries. That is international marketing. So it's the application of same marketing principle to satisfy the need of overseas customers. Now, why international marketing has gained importance? International marketing has gained importance because of the following reasons. First reason may be these are the drivers for international marketing. One is globalization. We live in a globalized world. The entire world is one village. With liberalization, the rules, regulations of international business is liberalized, is made simple. more and more economies are opened up. They invite foreign players to their economy and global aware customers. Customers are now better informed. The entire world is in his fingertips with the help of mobile and internet connectivity. There is increased competition. Nowadays, companies are competing not only locally but also globally. And emergence of big retail players like Walmart, they have made available the global products to local customers. Then there is convergence of various industry. Various industry come together to design one product. Then ease in financial transaction. E-commerce has changed the way we do business. Logistics has been simplified and business readiness and volatility and uncertainty is increasing. As we are in a VUCA world, the importance of international marketing is much. Next, in case of international marketing, we follow the same 4P, that is known as international marketing mix. What is international marketing mix? Marketing mix is the mix of product, price, place, and promotion. And if all these 4 things, product, price, place, and promotion, is there in context of international customers, that is known as international marketing mix. Product, price, place, and promotion. They combinedly constitute the international marketing mix. Now we will discuss what are the drivers of international marketing. As we have already discussed different drivers, now we will discuss all these drivers in detail. What are these drivers? What are the forces which drive the importance of international marketing? These are known as drivers of international marketing. The first important driver is liberalization of market. We have known that now all the economies are globalized. We are in a global world. Countries are reducing barriers to international trade. The barriers may be tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. In WTO era, more and more countries are coming together to reduce the barriers to international trade. And e-commerce has given us a platform for international common trade. So, as the markets are liberalized, international marketing plays a vital role. Second one is tax advantage. So the first driver is liberalization of markets. Second driver is tax advantage. What is tax advantage? How it is increasing the importance of international marketing. Nowadays, many countries are there which are charging low tax for MNCs. There are countries like Singapore, Cyprus, which has zero corporate tax. They invite firms from world to set up their business there. Many of the MNCs are setting their headquarters in various tax haven countries to evade tax with the help of transfer pricing mechanism. So to get tax advantage also, people go international. Next, third reason is free trade under trading blocks. We have discussed nowadays people are creating regional trade blocks with the help of different trade agreements. They are creating custom unions, common markets, economic unions. So, as more and more trade blocks developed during the world, in the world, international marketing gained its importance. Next, growth of market share. In order to increase the market share, MNCs are going to different market. They want to increase their global presence. They want to increase their top line. They want to increase their bottom line. They want to increase their sales. They want to increase their profitability. Limited domestic market. What is limited domestic market? We know that the domestic market size is limited. If the domestic market is exhausted, many firms prefer to go international to sell their excess or surplus products. Technology and communication. We know that we are in a information age. The technology is changing very fast, and the cost of technology is coming down. As a result of which, communication has become easy throughout the world. This creates global customers for business. Nowadays, next point is cultural exchanges. Nowadays, there is exchange of culture. There is cultural mingling between countries. In India, our taste fashion is changing. Most of the Chinese products are sold in India. In Gulf countries, Indian restaurants are opening. This is cultural exchange. Improved transport and logistics service. We have already discussed the transport service, logistics service is improved. The cost of transport is no more a big player or barrier in international trade. The speed of transport and logistics has increased tremendously. So all these things bring importance of international marketing. Changing demography. Nowadays, there is migration of people from one country, one part of the world to another. As a result of migration in those markets, cultural change occurs. Many people from India and China has been to USA and they are settled there. As a result of which, there is scope for international marketing. Indian companies can sell their product in US market to first to person of Indian origins, then to other US citizens. These are the main drivers of international marketing. Next, we will discuss what are the challenges of international marketing. What are the main challenges of international marketing? Why international marketing pose some threats? First point is technological changes. As technology is changing very fast, the obsolescence of product is quick. People has to adopt new technology to sustain in the business. Then integration of world economy. We are told that world has become one. World has become a global village. As world has become a global village, the taste fashion is changing very fast. Customer need demand is changing very fast. Privatization and liberalization. All these things bring customers to the forefront. Nowadays, customer demands global product of global standard. Consumer has become king. With globalization, the concept of buyer be aware has gone. Now consumer is the king. Every company, every MNC has tried to satisfy the consumer. Consumer are very tech savvy. Consumer are very price sensitive, they are very brand sensitive. Greater competition has increased a lot. With the help of big retail players, competition has increased, as a result of which company has to spend a lot in their promotional cost, which ultimately reduce their profit margin. Next challenge is proliferation of newer product under industry 4.0. We are in India industry 4.0, where the entire manufacturing, marketing and distribution is revolutionized. Business firms are now integrating new technology like IoT, Internet of Things, AI, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, ML, machine learning, cloud computing to design, deliver smarter products to global customers. And there is a retail boom. What is retail boom? Small retail players are swept by big retail chains. Multinational, single brand retail is shifted by multinationals and to multi-brand retailing. There is customers are using YouTubes and similar platforms. Customers are using home shopping, TV, online shopping, e-commerce marketing. So in order to sustain in international business, you have to face these challenges. Next, we will discuss a difference between domestic marketing and international marketing. What is the main point of difference between domestic marketing and international marketing? These are certain main point of difference. First point is market segment. In case of domestic marketing, you cater to a single market, one market. But in case of international marketing, you cater to the needs of multiple markets. In case of domestic marketing, market control is easier. But in case of international marketing, market control is more difficult. Domestic marketing requires little market research. You can do business, domestic business without market research also. But international marketing requires a dedicated market research team. Administration of domestic marketing is easy, but administration of international marketing is bit difficult. Product mix in domestic marketing, you can ignore the PLC, but in case of international marketing, market adaptability and acceptability is a key challenge, which is not there in case of traditional marketing or domestic marketing. In case of domestic marketing, product quality does not play an important role. Quality control does not play an important role. But in case of international marketing, product quality is normally plays a higher role. In case of domestic marketing, product design for a single market. But in case of international marketing, product has to be designed, adopted for each market segment differently. In case of domestic marketing, product is developed to meet domestic market needs. But in case of international marketing, product is developed to meet international market needs. In case of domestic marketing, we follow single market, single message, one market, one message principle for advertising. But in case of international marketing, we follow multiple market, multiple message principle for international marketing. Last, not the least, in case of domestic marketing, you can use the concept of nationality for sales promotion. But in case of international marketing, you cannot use the concept of nationality for sales promotion, because you deal with multinational customers who reside in different nations. So this is how domestic marketing is different from international marketing. Next, we will discuss what are the reasons for entering international market by MNCs. Why MNCs go for international marketing? What are the reasons? First reason is profitability. They want to increase their top line as well as bottom line. Second reason might be growth. If their growth is stagnated in domestic business, they go to international business for achieving higher growth. To get the benefit of economies of scale. What is economies of scale? If you produce something in large quantity, if you go for large scale production, per unit cost comes down. That is known as economies of scale. In order to get the benefit of economies of scale, people go for international markets. Next, spreading the risk. If you do business with one country, there is a risk of business cycle, political instability. There is a risk of economic downturn. If you want to avoid these risks, you spread your business in different markets. Next, access to imported inputs. There are certain inputs which are necessary for your business. If you want to get uninterrupted supply of those inputs, you can go for international business. Then uniqueness of products and services. If you want to design your product for different markets uniquely, you have to go for international business. Then marketing opportunity due to life cycle. Suppose a product attains its end of its life cycle in one market. The same product may be fashionable in another market. So if there is an end of life cycle of a product in one market, the company enters into other market where that product is not yet used. Fashionable accessories like leather shoes, handbag, which are introduced first in France market, it takes time to travel to other emerging and developing market. Next, spreading of research and development. If you want to spread or distribute the R&D cost not only to one country but to many countries, you have to go for international business. Next, we will discuss the EPRG model of doing international business. EPRG model. What is EPRG model? E stands for, these are different orientation for doing international business, or these are different process of internationalization. Orientation of international business, or these are different process of internationalization of business. The most important model is EPRG framework. E stands for ethnocentric approach. Ethnocentric. P stands for polycentric. R stands for regiocentric approach and G stands for geocentric approach. These are different models, approaches for doing international business, that is EPRG model. Ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric and geocentric. These are the four important approaches or orientation of doing international business. So we will discuss what are these four approaches of doing international business combinedly, which is known as EPRG framework of doing international business. First one is ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric and geocentric. First, we will discuss regarding ethnocentric orientation of doing international business. What is ethnocentric orientation of doing international business? Some companies follows ethnocentric orientation for doing international business. They consider that the product, marketing strategy and techniques which they apply in home market are also equally applicable in overseas market. That means they apply the same product, same marketing strategy, same techniques which they use in home market also in overseas market. Let's take an example. One company is MDH. It is producing masala. It is producing masala for Indian customers, but its product is sold in 42 other countries. But the product, marketing, all techniques are the same which is applicable in Indian markets. There are many companies which follow ethnocentric approach of doing international. What they do in ethnocentric approach, they consider that the product, marketing strategy and techniques applicable in home market are also equally applicable to overseas market. They see foreign market as an extension of home market. So they operate the business from home base. There is no difference or little difference between product formulation of home and overseas. There is no difference. जो देश में चलता है वो विदेश में चलता है, ये अप्रोच है उनका. Generally, these firms depends upon foreign agents, export-import merchants for doing international business. Example, Patanjali Ayurved Limited. It sells its Ayurvedic products in different countries in South Asia, Gulf, African countries with the help of ethnocentric approach. So ethnocentric approach means applying the same domestic approach to international business. That is known as ethnocentric approach or ethnocentric orientation. Second orientation is polycentric orientation. What is poly? Poly means many. Polycentric means many approach. In this case, the firm adopt many approaches to meet the specific needs of a country where it does business. Many country, many approach. जिस देश में जाते हैं उसी भेष में जाते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं polycentric orientation. When a firm adopts polycentric approach to international business, it attempts to organize its international marketing activities on country by country basis. Every country a different approach. Each country is treated as a separate market and separate strategy is worked out for that country. And this business aims at local assembly production facilities, local marketing organizations are created to serve the marketing needs in each country. I have already told they adopt multi-domestic approach towards international business. Example, Apollo Hospitals. It used polycentric approach to diversify into Middle East, African countries. As per the needs, requirement of the country, it designs its hospital. That is known as polycentric orientation of doing international business. Third orientation of doing international business is regiocentric orientation. What is regiocentric orientation? In case of regiocentric orientation, what the firms do, the international firms or MNCs design their marketing strategy for a group of countries residing in a region. Let's take an example. One region may be Southeast Asian region, consisting of India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Myanmar. One marketing strategy will be for the entire region. In regiocentric approach, the firm adopts a regional marketing policy covering a group of countries which has comparable common characteristics. In this case, the marketing strategy is followed for the entire region rather than individual countries. Example, Mahindra is adopting regiocentric approach for doing international business in China, US, South Africa, like this. Geocentric approach. What is geocentric approach? This is altogether a different approach. In this case, the organization sees the entire world as one market. It designs the product for the entire globe. It markets its product in the entire globe. Many MNCs follows geocentric orientation. Usually the transnational companies follow geocentric orientation. The geocentric orientation, a firm adopts a worldwide approach to marketing. The management establishes manufacturing and processing activity at different places in the world. They sell their product in different places in the world through their distributive network. Companies like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Microsoft, Dell, all these are following geocentric approach for international business. Apple is designing its mobile handset for the entire globe, not for one country, not for a group of countries, but for the entire world. That is known as geocentric orientation of doing international business or international marketing. So combinedly, this is known as EPRG model of doing international business. Next, we will discuss what are the basic modes of entry into international market. If a company wants to do international business, what are the mode in which it can do international business? What strategy it can adopt? There are many strategies, many ways of doing international business. One way is export and import of goods. This is the most basic, most common. Here you search a marketplace in foreign country, you search raw materials in foreign country. This is the most basic form of doing international business. Second form is through subsidiaries. In this case, companies set up subsidiary in another country. The subsidiary may be wholly owned subsidiary or partly owned subsidiary. Let's take an example. Coca-Cola is doing Indian business through a wholly owned subsidiary which is known as Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverage Private Limited. So through subsidiary model also you can do international business. You can do international business through JV. JV means joint venture. Here two or more companies join hands with another company in a foreign land to do business. Maruti Suzuki is an example. BrahMos missile is an example of joint venture between Indian Defense Organization DRDO and Russia's Defense Organization NOP. It's a joint venture where BrahMos is created. Next, franchise model. In this case, you give franchise, you give patent or technology, and another firm in the host country implement, do business in your name. That is known as franchising model. Here you create local franchise units to do business. In India, McDonald's is using franchising model for doing international business. It can be licensing model. What is licensing model? You enter into a contract, you give license to use your IPR. IPR means intellectual property rights. In exchange of some royalty, the IPR may be patent, trademark, copyright, GI, integrated circuit designs, trade secrets, anything. Example, Mahindra Renault, where Mahindra and Mahindra under a licensing agreement use the technology of Renault. Next, strategic alliance. There can be strategic alliance for doing international business. Strategic alliance means here a synergy is created between two firms and understanding is created between two firms to complement each other's strength for doing international business. Let's take an example. TVS Motors has a strategic alliance with BMW to co-develop electronic vehicles in India. And next one is greenfield operation. What is greenfield operation? Greenfield means starting something from scratch. That is known as greenfield, starting something from scratch. In this case, you start a business from the scratch in a foreign country. Let's take an example. Samsung Electronics has created world's largest mobile phone factory in India under Greenfield project in 2018 at Noida. This is Greenfield operations. So we are discussing different ways of doing international business, modes of doing international business. Next we will discuss international consumer behavior. In marketing, studying consumer behavior plays an important role. In case of international marketing, the consumer reside in different countries. So you have to analyze the behavior of customers residing in many countries. Their behavior are affected by different factors. These factors may be controllable factors or uncontrollable factors. The controllable factors must be taken care in international marketing, but the uncontrollable factors must be tracked continuously because they have also an influence on the behavior of international customers. What are the uncontrollable behaviors or factors? Those are political environment. Due to change in political environment, the behavior of customer changes. Legal environment. Consumer behavior judged by cultural factor. Due to change in culture, also consumer behavior changes. Due to change in infrastructure and technology, consumer behavior changes. Due to change in climatic condition of a country, the consumer behavior is changing. The list is not exhaustive. There are many other factors which are uncontrollable and which impact the behavior of the customers. The customer's behavior is normally affected by its culture. Culture play an important role in shaping consumer behavior. Culture is affected by a number of factors. History of the region affect the behavior of the consumer. The social institutions, model, family, school, religion play an important role in shaping the behavior of the consumer. The political and economic stability of the country also impact the behavior of the consumer. The peer group effect or peer pressure also influence the behavior of the consumer. So, consumer behavior plays an important role in international business. Next one is selecting international market channels. What are the key decisions a firm has to take for selecting international market? What are the decisions a firm normally take? A firm normally take the following decisions. First decision it take the decision to go international or not, whether the company will go international or not. Second decision, it will scan the market. Third decision it has to take the mode of entry, whether it will enter through exporting, licensing, franchising, JV, wholly owned subsidiary, assembly operation, strategic alliance, in which mode it will approach. Third decision, fourth decision it will approach. It will have to target the market. We know STP play an important role, segmenting, targeting, positioning. You have to target the market. Next, the competition in the international market you have to consider. Next, you have to consider the regulatory formalities or procedures in international market. These are the decision criteria for selecting an international market. Next, how international distribution channel is designed. The channel distributions in international business can be of the following: A, B, C, D, E. There can be export through consortium. There can be export through canalizing agency, export through merchant exporter or export house or trading house. There can be direct export. There can be export through overseas sales agency. We will discuss one by one. Export through consortia. What is consortia? It's a voluntary alliance of firm. There will be voluntary alliance of firm which combine together to export goods. It's a formal organization to facilitate access to formal market. You can export your product through consortia, or you can export your product through canalizing agent. What is canalizing agents? These are exports and import agents, agencies designated by central government to deal with international business. Let's take an example. MMTC is the canalizing agent for export import of precious metals in India. Let's take an example. IESC, Indian Sugar Exim Corporation. It is the canalizing agent for sugar export from India. Then the export can be through merchant exporter or export house or trading house. Merchant exporter, export house or trading house are designated agents by DGFT, Directorate of General Foreign Trade. With the help of these houses, you can export your product. But if you go through intermediaries for exporting, you have to pay some fees to them. Then direct export. In case of direct export, you eliminate all these fees, but you have to handle all the formalities of export by yourself. In case of direct export, the fees will be waived. There will not, you do not have to share your profit with some intermediary, but the risk is more. Then export through overseas sales agencies. You can export your product through overseas sales agency. Overseas sales agencies are commission agent, indent agent, which reside in other country where you want to sell your product. You can sell your product through overseas sales agencies. Next, how you can select prospective buyers. How, from where you can find prospective buyers in case of international marketing. You can obtain prospective buyers in following ways. By inquiries from friends and relatives, you can get international buyers. By visiting and participating in international trade fairs, exhibitions, you can get international buyers. By consulting international yellow pages, you can get international buyers. By collecting address from various Indian publications like directories, you can get international buyers. By collecting information from international trade directories, from different journals, periodicals, library of DGCI, IAFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Export Promotion Council, ITPO, you can find prospective buyers for international business. Last, by making contacts with representative of overseas government, you can get international customers. Next, and at last, we will discuss what are the steps for successful exporting. If you want to do international business through export mode and you want to do all the procedure by yourself, what step you have to follow? You want to be exporter, what step you have to follow? These steps we will discuss one by one. If you want to be an exporter, the first step is you have to apply to DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, to get an import-export code number. Every exporter must obtain IE code number, import-exporter code number. If you want to do international business, you must have IE code number. In IE code number can be obtained by applying to DGFT. Okay, DGFT has regional offices in many states. You can approach the regional office of DGFT and obtain IE number. IE number means import exporter code number. Once you got IE number, you have to register with EPC. What is EPC? You have to be a Export Promotion Council. What is the Export Promotion Council? It has membership. You have to register with EPC for doing international business. You will be a registered exporter. Like government has created Apparel Export Promotion Council. If you want to export apparel, you have to register with Apparel Export Promotion Council. The registration is not compulsory, but in order to get various permissible benefits, you must be a registered exporter. The registration will be done with EPC. Second step over. First step, you obtain IE number. Second step, you register yourself with EPC. What is the third step? The third step is you can approach the buyers directly or indirectly, and can send your samples if required. And if your sample is accepted, both exporter and importer will agree certain term and condition. What are the term and condition agreed between importer and exporter? You and your buyer: pricing, document, freight charges, currency, payment term, delivery date, etc. All these things are over, then the importer will give you a purchase order. So next thing is to obtain purchase order. First you obtain two licenses, IE number and registration with EPC. Then next step is to get purchase order. Once you get purchase order, which is known as export order, you can start manufacturing the goods or buy the goods. Next, once you manufacture the goods or buy the goods, you should make arrangement for quality control. I have known that quality play an important role in case of international business. Many goods are not accepted as because it does not fulfill the required quality. So you have to check the quality before exporting it and get quality control certificate. There are inspectors who check the quality and supply quality control certificates. Without these certificates, importer will not accept your goods. Then once you have certificate, what you do? First, you get IE number, then registered with EPC, then you obtain purchase order, then you start manufacturing the goods, then you get quality control certificate. Next, once you got quality control certificate, you export or dispatch to the goods to the port or airport for transit. Once the goods are sent to the port, you have in between, you have to contact an insurance company for insurance of the goods. It can be marine insurance or air insurance. So you have to insure the goods. After all these formalities are over, you have to contact one C&F agent. What is C&F agent? Clearing and forward agent, who will store your goods in the warehouse of the port. And once it stores your goods in the port, it will issue a document to you that is known as shipping bill. And shipping bill is required for custom clearance. Then once you get shipping bill, you will load your goods in the designated ship. Once you load your goods in the designated ship, you get one receipt. That receipt is made receipt. You get shipping bill, then you get made receipt. Made receipt is generally given by the captain of the ship where you put your goods or load your goods. Then you pay the port dues. Once you pay the port dues and freight forward, you will get one bill, another bill that is known as bill of lading or airway bill. This bill of lading or airway bill plays an important role because it is dispatched to the exporter. Then the exporter makes an application to relevant chamber of commerce to get certificate of origin. Certificate of origin is not mandatory, but if you obtain certificate of origin of your product, then you will get many other benefits. Next, all these documents you arranged, you send these documents to exporter along with the shipment, name of vessel, etc. And by showing the bill of lading, invoice, packing list to foreign party. Sometimes the payment is made between importer and exporter with the help of banks. In this case, you do not send the documents directly to the importer. Rather, you send these to importer's bank with your bank. So what you do, you deposit all these documents in your bank within 21 days. The bank scrutinize these documents. Then the exporter bank send these documents to importer bank. That means now importer, exporter are there. Importer bank, exporter bank will be there. This is exporter, this is exporter bank. This is importer and this is importer bank. You will do the transaction with the help of banks. Exporter will send all these documents to export bank. Export bank will send these documents to import banks. Import banks will send this document to importer. You take the help of banks. So, and similarly, importer make payment to importer bank. Importer bank make payment to exporter bank. Exporter bank make payment to exporter. Once the documents are sent and the payment is received, get one certificate that is known as BRC certificate, Bank Realization Certificate. Nowadays, this BRC certificate is electronically obtained. If you obtain BRC certificate or e-BRC certificate, it is a final proof of export and payment realization. It is a proof that if you have BRC certificate, it's a proof that you have exported certain goods and you have realized the payment. Once you have BRC certificate, with the help of this BRC certificate, you can get export benefits declared by government. You can claim these export benefits like duty neutralization, tax refunds, all these things. So these are certain procedure of export. This is a summary of export procedure. This a person, if you go direct export, you must be acquainted with all these procedures. Otherwise, you can go for exporting with the help of intermediaries by sacrificing some amount of profit. So in today's class, let's summarize our discussion today. In today's class, we are discussing regarding international marketing. We have discussed international marketing and international marketing. What is the difference between domestic marketing and international marketing? Then we have discussed international entry modes. What are the international entry modes? Then we have discussed EPRG model of doing international business. Next, we have discussed different channels of distribution in international business and how to identify prospective buyers in international business. And at last, we have discussed the procedure of export and import. So import and export procedure we have discussed. In this context, we have discussed certain keywords like bill of lading, international marketing, international consumer behavior, successful exporting procedure we have discussed. So from today's class, these are some of the important self-assessment questions. What are the questions? Define international marketing. How international marketing mix international product, international pricing, international promotion, international placement plays an important role. And how international marketing is different from domestic marketing. Next, what are the challenges and issues of international marketing? Then distinguish between domestic marketing and international marketing with example. Next, we have discussed what is EPRG framework. We have discussed EPRG, ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, geocentric orientation of doing international business with example, practical example. Then what is the decision criteria to select international market? And last, write short notes on successful exporting and procedure of export. At last, I am giving these references for further reading on international business. Thank you. Thank you for attending my class. Thank you.